A steel blue Land Cruiser with a white shelled storage box attached to the roof. There was a metal grate separating the front seats from the back bed. That's where the dog went. The front dash was tan and made of a material that was very old, and cracked and crumbled if you stomped on it. We moved from California to Washington in that vehicle. My parents had walkie-talkies, one in the moving truck, one in the Land Cruiser. This was before your phone had a map and before it was free to talk on the phone the whole car ride. Washington is beautiful, a temperate rainforest full of deep emerald green as far as you can see. All the plants are alive and in the process of growth, much different from the dead brown hills of California. We left our city neighborhood and went camping for a while, with no plan to return. Washington is beautiful and green, but it is also covered in gray and blue, and it can make you very sad very easily. Perhaps this is why I have such a strong association between beauty and sadness. Life is beautiful, yet sad, and no less beautiful because of it. Blue Washington, blue Land Cruiser. The slick texture of camping materials, sleeping bags and tents rubbing against each other, is a feeling, a textural memory that is deep in the core of my being. The smell of a sleeping bag warming up in a tent in the sun. The inescapable stuffiness. We lived in a lot of short-lived rentals and campgrounds. In Olympia, we had a trampoline in the yard and a blackberry bush in the back. Ethan took his first steps there. We took baths in the sink. We went on a boat for the 4th of July. The water was black. Washington is full of boats and docks and fireworks. On Whidbey Island, the world was driftwood. Driftwood is spongy and hard, yet soft like pretzels. I think I remember that my brother ate some dog food there. That's all I can recall. Flat beaches and flat oceans. Then Port Angeles, a small town in the small part of the world. My father did donuts in our huge yard, a steely blue Land Cruiser cutting deep brown lines that lived there longer than we did. The yard had grass that was very long and hid all kinds of secrets. I caught garter snakes with my bare hands. I caught a sharp rock flung by a lawnmower. I remember looking at my hand and I watched as a beautiful rose bloomed. I had never seen myself bleed before. We found a cat in the grass. She was feral and orange, so her name was Pumpkin, and she refused to come in the house. We burned wood in the yard until the fire department told us to stop, infringing on some sort of human right according to my parents. This was where I first saw snow, falling just like feathers from the air. One of our dogs died. Her name was Hazel, and she ate something that is bad for dogs. She came to us and left us in that house. The only house she ever knew, and one I can hardly remember. My sister was born there, a new voice screaming in the living room. She was the only of our family not born in California, yet, due to her infancy, remembers Washington the least. That little shack made my father money beyond his dreams, but he dreamed small. He fixed it up and sold it, back when people could just do that. We were moving up in the world. We packed our bags to head further south, leaving behind the house in which I learned about life, death, fire, snow, and blood. Not to mention interior renovation and exterior renovation also.